Well,
every single time you read about Declan,
he's
getting fantastically lauded.
Rightly so. I mean, you look at the best performing holding midfielders, and he's not even that now. He's a box-to-box. He's gone more into the reign of a box-to-box midfielder. He doesn't just hold, although he does that superbly well with Souček, and they dovetail really well. But what I would say is if you look at the best performing defensive midfielders in the country at the moment, this season, I think Rice is probably one of the first names that comes out of your mouth. I think Rodri at Manchester City would be mentioned. Jorginho, what he's achieved over the last 8 months, winning obviously the Champions League with Chelsea and then going on to win the Euros with Italy. And I would have to say Thomas Partey, he's come back from the dead, because last season he was a shadow of himself and he was a very poor performer. Injuries, he couldn't get going. Arsenal was struggling, but this season I think his level of performance and his consistency has been superb. So
yeah, I mean, he's coming back into it, but he's not a headline act like Declan.
No, I mean Declan, I think even this season again, he's took it a step further. You know, last season he held really well and he picked his moments to step out and break lines and bring players into play. This season I think he's just grown his maturity level. You can see him improving as a player, his confidence level, and he's kind of bringing an all-round performance at the moment that you would say you have to start talking about him being a real top player for a top team. And I don't mean West Ham's not a top team. Historically, we're talking about your Liverpools, your Manchester Cities, your Chelseas, you know, Manchester United as well. And I think all them clubs would certainly keep a keen eye on what happens.
It's just the last time we spoke about this, and we spoke about would the hierarchy buckle if a bid of 100 million came in. Now you're taking it was 100% they would.
Yeah, I think they would. But I think, you know, you've got to give Declan Rice and West Ham, because there's some of all their parts. Declan Rice is playing in an exceptional West Ham side, so he looks exceptionally good in it. You know, I wasn't enamoured with the free kick he gave away on Saturday, but that happens at times. He's not a direct replacement for Pogba because their positioning is slightly different. But he would be a wonderful addition for Manchester United because he'll give them something they haven't had for some time.
He'll be a better fit.
But I don't think Man United deserve Declan Rice. I think West Ham have earned the right to have him for a period of time, and he should also remember that, because West Ham have patronised him and brought him along and given him the opportunities which his talent has merited. And he's at a stage now where West Ham are almost capable of delivering a significant proportion of what he wants. Maybe European football's on the table if West Ham can continue. It certainly won't be on the table if they take people like Declan Rice out. Now, for me, it cannot be a reward. It cannot be a reward for West Ham and their fans to watch him go to an undeserving club like Man United that have had all the money in the world, that can't build a team to compete at the top of the pyramid.
Why would he want to go to Man United anyway?
Well, this is a question next, is why would he want to go there? But unfortunately, whether we like it or we don't, people still want to go to Barcelona. People still want to go to Real Madrid.
Yeah, but it's hot there.
But
it's warm.
It's hot there, yeah, true. But these clubs are in disarray. They're not at the top of their games. I know Madrid are starting to get themselves together again, but the lure of the iconic football clubs, you just can't get past. You can't get past Man United and all they mean in the minds and hearts of people around the world, and the image. The fact they haven't won the Premier League now for going on a decade is going to be lost in the ether.
But that's a great point you make, Simon. Manchester United at this time are not deserving of Declan Rice.
I don't think so. I don't think Declan Rice needs to go to Man United to make the career impressions at this stage that he is currently making the strides towards doing.
I don't think he'd move to Manchester United. I really don't. I mean, we talked about, you know, players going there in the past, and it's a huge football club historically. And I look at the team, I look at the players, and I think, well, where would I want to go if I was Declan Rice? I wouldn't want to go to Manchester United.
True.
There's a bit of glory there because they've not.
There's a bit of glory. Just come rocking over.
Exactly. There's a bit of glory there, obviously, because they've got, you know, 73,000 fans in the stadium. They're supported throughout the world. Yep. But where have you got a better chance of picking up silverware? And I said this when Ronaldo went to Manchester United. If there was a choice between the two,
oh, Trevor, please.
There's only one club you're going to, Simon. If you want to win things.
Well, that's not necessarily true, because
we
could go to Chelsea.
Trevor, it's Manchester United.
He could go to Chelsea, couldn't he?
I mean,
I understood why Ronaldo went, and I've said this many times. I understood because he's got obviously a relationship. He's played there. He almost made his name worldwide with Manchester United. So you can understand he let his emotions come into play. Declan Rice hasn't got that kind of affiliation with Manchester United. I think if Declan Rice had the opportunity, and you have to say, Fernandinho's not going to continue to play on, they will be looking for a replacement for a holding midfielder to compete with Rodri for that holding midfield role.
So you're agitating for Declan to go to City?
No, I want Declan. Listen, let's make this clear. I want Declan Rice to stay at West Ham. He's playing international football. He's captain of the football club. He's playing brilliant. He's in Europe. He's near the top of the league. And actually, talking about irony, Leicester City had 1 point less in 2015-16 than West Ham have now. Stranger things have happened. So I would like him to stay at West Ham
hang
and
on a
see if
second,
he
hang
can
on a
achieve
second. West
all
Ham
his
for the
goals.
title.
And I agree
West
with
Ham
you.
for the title.
And I agree with
Stranger
you.
things have happened.
But this would be a strange thing, and given the dominance of Chelsea right now and how good they look and how good Man City look, but arguably that's not quite right what you've said about players' decision-making processes, because Harry Maguire, Man City were in for Harry Maguire, and he chose Manchester United over Man City.
And now he's asking how he feels
everybody
now.
goes down this ridiculous
I know, but
route
what
of
I'm saying,
being
ask
born
him-
in Dulwich
ask him
and trying
how
to
he
convince
feels
everyone
now.
that you're Mancunian
Ask him
and
how he
being
felt on
biased towards Man
Saturday.
City.
Ask him how he
Trevor,
felt on Saturday about
True,
1:30.
but Trevor, hang on a second. This isn't a pile-on.
No, I
But you're
know.
actually suggesting that Declan stands a better chance of winning silver there than he would if he went to United.
Well, if you look at both teams and both sets of players, he's better off staying at West Ham for me.
To win things.
To win things.
100%.
Than Manchester United. If we are
in
talking
its
about Man
current
United.
guys.
Yeah, I kind of half make Trevor right. I think that the group of players that Man United have got...
But with respect, on what evidence?
Well, on the evidence that Manchester United can't win tournaments, can't do things with a group of players currently that should be able to achieve things. Now, the game changer is, with all due respect to person in situ, if they change the management, that group of players being harnessed at Manchester United and focused in the right direction and a few changes, because they've got the bandwidth to be able to do it and certainly the bag of money to
And
it.
he would be one of the
then
missing
you're
pieces.
talking about United would supersede what West Ham do.
He would be one of the missing pieces of the jigsaw that Manchester United currently need. Because
It's
both
just
Fred
that the last
and
major trophy
McTominay-
that
Fred and
West Ham won
was
was
a
in
long time ago.
1980.
Long time ago.
The FA Cup. Incidentally, we are massive. What does that mean to you? Apparently, you and I were led up the garden path on this
You
one
are-
yesterday.
What does it mean to
West
me?
Ham fans were saying,
I would-
we are massive.
What it meant to
Now-
me yesterday was a combination of two things.
Yeah.
People taking the mickey out of themselves and people taking themselves too seriously, right? And so what seems to have come out from my observations is that the irony of their position seems to not be acknowledged in the irony of mine. The only people that can practice irony seems to be the West Ham fans. There was an element of irony behind what I said, you buffoons. I wasn't taking you seriously. I don't
Exactly.
think you were taking yourself seriously.
Well, Laura had to swipe at you in the breakfast show.
Oh, well, you know, Laura, for God's sakes, come on now.
I know. Okay. Well, I mean, listen, we can take that.
What did you
We've had
think?
that in the
Did you
past.
think we were a bit hard on them? Did you think that we were taking their position seriously?
Well, absolutely. I mean, I'm with you in that one. It's all about irony, and you and I spotted the irony early. That
Not
was,
sure about that.
that was my take in it.
West Ham,
Anyway,
listen,
bait and
from my
switch.
point of call, West Ham fans were not very happy with you yesterday because I was inundated.
What, with
Who
him and me?
cares?
We built, well, certainly you.
Okay. Oh, what? I'll
Jeez,
sackcloth and ashes Clayton out there,
Exactly.
running around thinking his team's going to fall over at any minute.
They weren't happy with us.
Doom.
Simon, how are we going to go over that? Hang on, we're over it. And incidentally, when the breakfast show comes gunning for you, you know you've done something right, don't you?
Just talk about West
I mean,
Ham.
goodness gracious me, the cutting edge of journalism. Numpty,
you're right.
Numpty of the week.
Just talking about West Ham. Obviously, Ogbon has picked up. If we can continue,
Sorry to
Ogbon
bring
has
you in there,
picked up a
Trevor.
serious injury,
So
ACL.
go on, Trevor.
This is going to be a real test because Diop, Dawson, playing centre
Yeah,
half.
true.
You know, one of them's going to partner the big man at the back there. I think he's going to change his shape.
No, we saw
I think
that
he's going to
because
change shape because I think Moyes has got so much in his locker where it comes to personnel. I think Masiaku will play left wing
You have
back
to overcome it, don't
and
you?
Cresswell
You have
will
to
go
overcome
left
it.
back.
Okay,
left,
Trevor,
left
you
centre
take
half.
them to win the Premier League.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.